Hello and welcome to another spiritual learning video. Today we're going to go over the Akashic Records. What are the Akashic Records and can you access them? Let's find out together. The word Akashic means either sky or atmosphere, so it goes without saying that the Akashic Records are thought to exist in a non-physical plane of existence. The Akashic Records are like an energetic log, a Google search for your soul. In these records are everything that has ever existed or taken place, human lifetimes, but also the records of all universal events, thoughts, words, emotion, and intent ever to have occurred in the past, present, or future, in terms of all entities and life forms. In essence, when you read your own records or the records of someone else, you are connecting with the soul of a person. It's a scary space, one that is deeply personal, private, and that spans all the lifetimes of that particular soul. And anyone and everyone has access to them. The Akashic Records have their origin in century-old concept of Akasa in Indian philosophy as kind of an infinite void or fifth element. But ever since the concept was adopted and brought to Western audiences by members of the Theosophical Society, the Akashic Records have been viewed as an archive of the universe. It's a concept that can feel, understandably, really hard to wrap your brain around. Again, we're talking about a sort of spiritual record holding. Within it, everything that has ever happened and that will happen. But let's be clear, this is not like a real library. The records do not have physical manifestation. They exist in an energetic realm that you have to experience. Akashic record exploration can be traced back to ancient civilization. Hindu prophecy and ancient Egyptian and Greek traditions all had notations of the cosmic or celestial archive. The concept today, however, has its root in Theosophy, a spiritual and religious movement that was founded in 1875. The founders were credited with introducing the Western audience to the concept of the records, which they claim to have learned from Tibetan monks, as well as spiritual techniques for accessing the records, like clairvoyancy and psychic abilities, and in doing so, connecting to higher consciousness. But as I stated earlier, anyone with proper training can access the records. You don't need to be psychic or clairvoyant. Typically, you would access your own records, meaning the segment of information in this universal compendium that relates to your soul. But you can also access the records of someone else as long as you have their name. This is why you can get a reading done by a professional Akashic record reader. That said, it is important to always get a person's explicit permission before opening their records. It's also important to keep in mind that just because anyone can open these records doesn't mean they'll be able to understand or interpret them. Intuiting the records can take time and practice depending on an individual's relationship to themselves in an energetic fashion and their level of trust in the divine source and the universe. Because working within these records is an energetic practice, the experience can be very subtle in nature. It also cannot be pursued with intellect. Connecting requires feelings and not thinking. So at the same time, everyone's experience will be unique in reading these records. It just depends on how connected you are to your own instincts and intuitions. Before you start, you should ground yourself. Say a prayer out loud. Maybe you want to call in an archangel to remove fear and doubt. However you normally ground yourself. Then, after your prayers are said and you're grounded, ask for the information you're looking for. Like I said, it's like a Google search for your soul. After you ask for what you want, you'll receive only what is important for you now. The records only reveal what you need to learn in that moment at that time to support you on your journey in the now. Trust in what you're receiving. Sometimes we're not supposed to have all the answers right now. This is a sacred place. There's no doubt about that. So make sure you ask for permission when you're reading someone else's history. It's also said you shouldn't access any records for anyone under 18 since they're not able to give full consent. Then, make sure you close the records. After receiving the information you need, you'll need to close the records. Recite a closing prayer to close it. And last but not least, write the information down. Often, the experience and all the information received feels like a long, fuzzy dream. You can expect to see visuals, sounds, colors, movie clips. There's no rhyme or reason for how you see each of the items you asked for. So what did we learn? The most important thing to reading the records is clear limiting beliefs, let go of the past, and reconnect with your higher self. These are your records. It's yours. You have full access to learning and understanding anything, absolutely anything about your soul that you're curious about. And the amazing thing is about it, you don't have to be a psychic or gifted or any of that mumbo jumbo in order to experience them. Anyone can learn how to read the records because it's the history of our souls. Thank you so much for watching another spiritual learning video. Please check out the spiritual learning playlist for more. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Leave a thumbs up and share this video. We'd greatly appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.